By May 636 CE, the Byzantine Empire mobilized a massive, diverse army of 150,000 soldiers to combat Muslim invaders in northern Syria. United in a crusade-like spirit, this multinational force included Romans, Greeks, Slavs, Franks, Georgians, Armenians, Christian Arabs, and Russians. The military was divided into 5 distinct 30,000-troop armies, each commanded by a key leader: Mahan, king of Armenia; Kanatir, a Russian prince; Gregory, Derjan, and Jabla bin Elham, king of the Ghassanid Arabs. In the summer of 636 CE, the Muslim army was heavily outnumbered and deeply fractured, scattered far and wide across the region under 4 separate commands: Amr bin al-As in Palestine, Shurabil in Jordan Yazid at Caesarea, Abu Ubaidah, and Khalid bin al-Walid at Emesa and points further north. To avoid confronting a unified enemy, Byzantine Emperor Heraclius planned to exploit the scattered positioning of the Muslim forces. His strategy was to strike quickly with overwhelming numbers, annihilating each isolated Muslim corps piecemeal before they could consolidate their positions or unite into a single, formidable army. The Byzantine plan to isolate and attack each specific Muslim force was structured as follows. Frontal assault. Jabla's lightly armed Christian Arabs would march from Aleppo via Hama to pin down the main Muslim army at Emesa. Left flank. Derjan would execute a flanking maneuver between the coast and the Aleppo road, attacking the Muslim left flank at Emesa from the west. Right flank. Gregory would advance from the northeast via Mesopotamia to strike the Muslim right flank at Emesa. The cutoff. Kanatir would march along the coast to occupy Beirut, then attack a weakly defended Damascus from the west to completely cut off the main Muslim army's retreat from Emesa. The reserve, Mahan, the overall army commander, would follow the route via Hama with his forces to act as the central reserve. Upon learning of Heraclius's plan from Roman prisoners at Caesar, the Muslims recognized the danger of being destroyed while dispersed. To avoid this trap, Khalid bin al-Walid advised Abu Ubaidah to withdraw and consolidate their forces. The Muslim army then executed a strategic retreat southwards to the Yarmouk plateau, establishing a strong defensive position between the Yarmouk gorges and the Hara lava plains. Khalid used his elite light cavalry as an advance guard to ensure a clean disengagement during the withdrawal. Now unified and reinforced by fresh troops from Medina, the regrouped Muslim army forced the decisive battle that the Byzantines had hoped to avoid. Following the retreating Muslim army, the Byzantine forces arrived at the plains of Yarmouk. Utilizing his immense numerical superiority, Mahan deployed his troops across a massive 13-kilometer front. The Byzantine army took up positions in front of the Al-Walid River, anchoring their right flank securely against the southern gorge, while their left flank bordered the Jabaya Hills. The fierce 6-day battle was fought with the full might of both sides. The Byzantines took the initial offensive, successfully pushing the Muslims back at points, but they could neither breach the main Arab encampment, force a full retreat, nor subdue the army. Demonstrating remarkable resilience, the Muslim army held firm. On the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th days of the battle, they executed timely counterattacks against the Byzantine flanks to successfully regain all lost ground. The decisive turning point arrived on August 20th, 636 CE, when the Muslim army launched its own powerful counteroffensive. Day 1. The Battle of Yarmouk, August 15th, 636 CE. The armies assembled less than a mile apart. Roman General George engaged in a dialogue with Khalid bin Walid about Islam and the Quran, leading to his conversion before the fighting began. The battle opened with one-on-one duels. Specially trained Muslim swordsmen and lancers dominated these combats. Fearing a drop in morale due to losing the duels, the Byzantine commander, Mahan, ordered a full-scale assault targeting weak points in the Muslim lines. Lacking the necessary determination, the Byzantine charge failed to break through. Both armies broke contact at sunset and returned to their camps. Day 2. The Battle of Yarmouk, August 16th, 636 CE. Seeking to catch the Muslims off guard, Mahan launched a surprise assault just before dawn during their morning prayers. Although caught unready, the Muslims were saved by Khalid's pre-positioned outpost, which delayed the Byzantine advance and allowed the Muslim army to assemble rapidly. Mahan intended to pin down the Muslim center while crushing the flanks. However, the Muslim center held firm and refused to be stalled. On the right wing, the Byzantine general Kanatir and his Slav forces overwhelmed the Muslim infantry. Despite a desperate cavalry counterattack by Amr bin al-As, the sheer weight of Byzantine numbers forced the Muslim right flank to retreat toward their camp. Observing the collapse of the right wing, Khalid ordered an immediate counterattack, striking Kanatir's left flank with a single cavalry regiment from his mobile guard. Simultaneously, Amr bin al-As counterattacked from the front. This dual assault forced the Byzantine forces to abandon their gains, allowing Amr to reclaim his original position and reorganize his troops. Overwhelmed by numerical superiority, the left wing commanded by Yazid was overrun. A cavalry counterattack failed, forcing the Muslim soldiers to retreat all the way back to their camp. With both Muslim flanks pushed back to their base, Mahan's overall strategy briefly appeared to be succeeding. At the camp, the retreating soldiers were met by fierce Arab women led by Hind, who threw stones and attacked their own men with tent poles to shame them back into courage. Re-energized by the fierce reaction of the women and unable to endure the disgrace, Yazid's corps found new strength. They rallied, returned to the battlefield, and launched a frontal counterattack to push the stalling Byzantine forces back. Khalid detached a regiment under Zarar bin al-Azwar to attack Derjan's army from the front, creating a diversion that threatened the Byzantine right wing's withdrawal. With the remainder of his mobile cavalry reserve, Khalid struck Gregory's flank. Hit simultaneously from the front and the flanks, the Byzantine forces fell back. During the action, Zara killed Derjan, the enemy commander. By the end of the day, both Byzantine flanking armies were pushed back, and the original Muslim positions were fully restored. Failing to achieve their objective severely demoralized the Byzantine army, while the successful counterattacks vastly boosted Muslim morale. Both armies have tested each other's limits, and the psychological warfare is reaching a boiling point. How will the Byzantines respond to this devastating blow to their morale? And what brilliant tactical maneuvers does Khalid have left up his sleeve for the remaining 4 days? The real climax of the Battle of Yarmouk is just head.